This is Hillrock Solera Bourbon, coming in at 46.3% ABV or 92.6 proof. This bourbon is finished in Oloroso sherry casks and aged in Hillrock's Solera. The sample review is brought to you guys by Evan F. Thank you, Evan. Sincerely appreciate it. Been wanting to try this one for a while. This bottle ranges from 80 to about 110. Without further ado, let's get into the nose here. Whoa, super cinnamony. That was one of the notes when I was reading on Hillrock's website is cinnamon. So it's nice when the place actually tells you proper nosing and tasting notes. Get a lot of oatmeal as well. There is quite a bit of like a light to medium oak note on there. Not really picking up any sherry on the nose. I'm actually getting a little bit of a nuttiness, but not like a peanuttiness. This is like a waxy nuttiness, like a walnut probably. It definitely smells its proof, I'll say that much. Not usually big low proof bourbon guy as far as like this proof point goes, but on that note, let's taste it. Okay, it's got a decent amount of presence for a bourbon this low proof. I actually like this quite a bit. Would I pay that much for a bottle? No, I think this is probably closer to a $50 pour. I just have a hard time spending a bunch of money on a bourbon when it's low proof like that. It is really good though. Definitely get that oatiness and that cinnamon. The sherry just really comes across as a sweetness. It doesn't really come across as like sherry or any fruitiness or anything like that. Honestly, I'm very surprised. I was going into this expecting to be underwhelmed, especially at that price point. But this is a really nice, just like nice sipper bourbon. Let's add some water to it though and see what happens. A lot more graininess is starting to come out now. It's less oatmeal and it's more graininess. A little bit of rye spice coming forward as well, actually. That's interesting. Yeah, the nose is really just taking a complete shift from what it was before. It's really rye forward now. There's also a decent amount of malted barley that I'm getting on the nose. So I'm gonna guess the mash bill on this bourbon is probably corn, rye, malted barley. If I can find that, I'll put it on the screen somewhere. But let's check it out with water, see what happened. Yeah, it got a lot more grainy. That cinnamon took a really big step back. Viscosity actually might have improved a little bit, which is interesting. That waxy nut note is kind of gone. The cinnamon is there, but it's very late on the finish, and it's just like if LaCroix did bourbon noses, you know? Definitely not a great one with water added to it. Obviously, you're already at a low proof, so there's not really much point in adding water to it to begin with. I like it quite a bit how it was, nice and neat. Really nice sipping bourbon again. I think $90 is probably the cheapest I've ever seen it for. If you ever see it for any cheaper than that, I think it's worth picking up if you're used to drinking lower proof bourbons. So if you're someone who's a proof hound and you don't drink anything that's like lower than 120, you're not gonna like this. It's gonna come across as super watery. But if you're someone who can really sit there and enjoy a nice low proof sipper on a cold night, this is a great summer bourbon.